Conscious Leadership Podcast, the human side of leadership, where consciousness meets practical business leadership. The podcast dives into real challenges managers face, from team motivation to navigating change. Discover actionable insight, proven strategies, and inspiring stories to help you lead with clarity, authenticity, and impact. Whether you are an SME owner, a team leader, or simply passionate about conscious leadership, this podcast will equip you with the tools to build stronger teams, foster trust, and achieve sustainable success. Tune in, lead consciously, and make a difference. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Conscious Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, Boris Nedved. Today, we are diving into a topic every leader is told they must master: communication. Whether it's sharing budgets, presenting objectives, hosting team meetings, giving performance feedback, or negotiating with clients. As leaders, we are in a constant state of communication. And yet, the real question is, do you actually know who you are when you speak? Because if you don't know who you are authentically as a communicator, then everything you say is filtered through conditioning, expectation, and performance. And there's even a harder question linked to it. Do you know how your team needs to be spoken to in order to truly hear and trust you? And here's for me the downside of the one-size-fits-all communication patterns that we are all trained up with. Traditional leadership communication training is based on frameworks, styles, and techniques. Be clear, be concise, be direct, be empathetic, be inclusive, be assertive, and on and on and on. These prescriptions can be helpful, but they are quite superficial. And there is one more issue with those. All of these are external layers. They are useful, yes, no doubt about it, but ultimately disconnected if they don't be rooted in your energetic truth. We don't communicate from scripts. We communicate from frequency. That means your tone is shaped by your design. Your clarity is dictated by your energy state. Your presence is more felt than heard. And your words either resonate or they repel, depending on how aligned you are. And if you are unaware of your own energetic communication pattern, you may be miscommunicating even when your words are perfectly fitting the context. And in high-stakes leadership moments, that misalignment might be costly. Since I'm as well an NLP coach, I want to bring in some nuances from it as well. When we explore the communication landscape through the lens of NLP meta-programs, we uncover a bit more trace. The subconscious filters shape how we speak, listen, and lead. And there are 4 basic meta-programs. There's the external behavior, the introvert versus the extrovert. So do you recharge in solitude or rather in groups? Your energy source affects how you initiate conversations and how often. There's your internal process, the sensor versus the intuition. Do you rely on data and facts or pattern recognition and abstracting insights? These influences the level of detail and context you provide. There's your internal state. It's the thinking versus the feeling. Your tone will reflect either detachment or relational awareness. And there's the temporal orientation, the judger versus the perceiver. Are you structured, planning-driven, or more fluid and spontaneous? This influences how rigid or adaptable your communication style feels. Now combine these with your career type, and you gain a powerful communication blueprint. So, who are you as a communicator? To communicate effectively as a leader, understanding and aligning your communication style with your career type is a powerful foundation, as said before. Each career type has a unique energetic strategy for interaction, decision-making, and influence. If you're not communicating in a way that resonates with your type, you risk being misunderstood. You meet resistance or lead without impact. So let me give you an overview of the best leadership communication strategies by career type. Let's start with the builder and express builder types. These leaders are designed to respond. The builder leads best not by initiating action, but by responding to what arises from the environment, from the moment, from questions, from feedback, from the needs of the moment. Their communication becomes powerful when it's grounded, initiated in response to real stimuli they get. Their leadership voice sounds like, hey, here's what I'm seeing, here's what I'm observing, and how I feel called to respond to it, what course of action I want to take. Then we have the advisor, a deeply insightful yet subtle leader. Advisors shine when they are recognized and invited into the conversation, and they typically perform best when they're in a one-to-one situation. Their communication is less about broadcasting, more about depth, reflection, and timing. It's not about sharing everything, but about knowing when their voice is truly welcomed. You often hear them say, if you're open to it, here's what I see, or I'd love to share an insight if now is a good time. Next, the initiator. These leaders are here to move first, to disrupt, to catalyze change, to spark new ideas. But their secret to successful communication lies in informing before they act. When initiators skip this step, their powerful moves often meet resistance. But when they speak with clarity and vision, saying things like, this is what I'm planning to do and why, or I see potential here and want to inform you before taking action, they generate trust and alignment, even amidst disruption. And finally, we have the evaluator. The evaluator's strength lies in timing, observation, and reflection, and his objectivity. These leaders need time to reach clarity on major decisions. Their communication is less about fast answers and more about pattern recognition and offering objective wisdom. When evaluators speak, their voice carries gravitas, but only if they are honored their natural rhythm. Their most aligned statement sounds like, let me observe this a bit longer. My clarity builds with time, or from what I see and what I've seen over the past few weeks, here's a pattern I think we need to address. Now we've looked at the different leadership career types, but do you actually know how your team receives communication? This is where the next level of conscious leadership starts. Not everyone on your team receives information the same way. Some people are detail focused, others need a big picture. Some thrive in real-time discussions, others need time and space to digest the information. Some light up in visuals, others need emotional connection to engage. This isn't about communication style. It's about information assimilation patterns, which are energetically embedded. When you lead a team without knowing their individual communication signatures, you force uniformity on a naturally diverse team and system. What's the result? Friction, disengagement, and a failure to activate their potential. So energetically aligned communication is for me the real performance uplift. When you as leaders speak from your authentic frequency and align your messages to the receptive style of your audience, your teams, extraordinary things will happen. Misunderstandings drop. Meeting fatigue vanishes. Emotional trust builds. Decisions stick. And innovation rises. Your communication stops being transactional it becomes transformational. Because now communication is no longer about output. It's about connection. It's about coherence between you, the messenger, and the listener. And the practical application starts with awareness. If you want to begin shifting into conscious communication, here are a few steps on how you can start. Know your own pattern. Get your design and use it to understand how you're energetically designed to speak and to be heard. Map your team. Stop assuming everyone thinks and talks like you. Use energetic diagnostics to identify your team's assimilation styles, decision-making filters, and trust-building triggers. Adjust your channel. Don't just communicate more. Communicate differently. Use visuals, movement, timing, pauses, or even silence, depending on the person you speak to and the moment. Notice resonance. When your message lands, you will feel it. The room breathes differently. Eyes connect. Energy opens. And that's alignment. And that's your sign. That's your sign that you speak the truth and authentically. And the people listen to you. And ditch the script. Step into your presence. Speak from embodiment, not from your memory or from a piece of paper. Conscious communication is embodied. It's not memorized. And this is not about tips and tricks. It's about attunement, tuning into your own resonance, into your own energy. The best communicators aren't those who speak the most. They are the ones who know when and how the energy is needed, and they speak it. So you can ask yourself, are your words aligned with your energy? Are you speaking to be heard or speaking to be felt? Are you using language or transmitting presence? And do you have the courage to lead from your resonance, not your script? Communication isn't a tool. It's for me a transmission. And if you're curious to discover your career type and gain deeper insights into your personal leadership and communication strategy, you can head to my website where you find a free quiz that reveals your type and a downloadable guide as well that offers a more detailed description tailored to your unique design. So thank you for tuning in to the Conscious Leadership Podcast. Until the next time, stay intentional, stay conscious, and keep leading with purpose from the inside out. Thank you for listening to the Conscious Leadership Podcast. Look forward to the next episode to come, and stay intentional, stay conscious, and keep leading with purpose. Until the next time, bye.